Hello and welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. This week, we'll tell you about an exciting new event coming to town called the Lebanon Criterium. We'll also meet Maria and Captain Von Trapp from La Comedia's production of The Sound of Music. Later on, we'll visit the Coffee Caravan, which is not your average coffee shop, and you'll see what we mean when we get to that. But joining me right now is Aimee Lowrance, the creator of Brush of Hope, an art workshop designed to boost your child's self-esteem. Welcome to the City Show.
Thank you.
Yeah. How long has a Brush of Hope been around, and why did you start it?
Brush of Hope was founded July 2013.
Yeah.
We are somewhat of a mental health resource. We work with children that might be struggling in different areas and bring art to them as a way of learning how to cope with some of their situations that are going on.
Yeah. So do you have a background in art instruction as well?
That's more of a passion.
Okay.
My degree is in psychology.
Okay. Well, passion's contagious, so that's good. Tell me about the art opportunities that you offer at your place.
So during the school year, we offer in our Lebanon studio that's on Mulberry Street groups that are broke down by ages.
Okay.
And then we also go into local school districts, work with children during intervention time or after school. We also partner with a lot of local agencies to do events. We partnered with the Violence Free Coalition for March into Mental Health event that was in March. We partner with a lot of different agencies and do that sort of thing, as well as Warren County Educational Service Center, their mental health fair that is coming up. We'll be a part of that. We also will be a part of the farmers market in September. And we also do Girl Scout badges in our studio.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what else we do. We provide a lot of different services.
So who actually can attend? Is it limited to people who have some challenges, or can anybody come and attend?
Anybody can come and attend. Most of our children fall into a demographic where they need some extra support, whether they have a situation going on at home or they feel lonely. They need to connect in with a group of their peers and work through certain things.
Yeah, well, I would think that's the numbers are really high in youth now with that. And you're probably a blessing to so many kids. How did you come up with this idea?
So 8 years ago, my daughter's best friend had broke her back in a gymnastics accident, and because I have a passion for art and she also had a passion for art, she came to our house and we sat and did art together for like 3 days, and she talked about what if she doesn't recover from this, that she's the one doing gymnastics if she did. She just kind of worked through it while she sat there doing clay with me, and that was sort of the inspiration. I thought, well, what if we brought art to children that kind of needed to work through situations, and instead of sitting in a circle talking about it, actually hands-on, use art, use artists and their stories as sort of that point to work through these things.
Well, you get lost in art, and we've all been exposed to art as kids, and then they took it away. I think it should be something we continue to dabble in, because there's other things we end up dabbling as adults, and it's a lot more dangerous than art. Now, you recently had an event. You partnered with the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce for a rain barrel painting project. How did that go? And tell me about that a little bit.
Yes, so we've partnered with the Lebanon Chamber. We are painting rain barrels for the community. So May 8th and then Saturday, May 22nd, we are doing that at Harmon Park. We painted 2 on May 8th. You can see children painting them. May 22nd, we're doing the last 2 rain barrels, and those will be put out during events for downtown Lebanon.
Wow, that's a lot prettier than those rusty barrels that we usually have to look at. Yeah, I wonder if people are going to hesitate to put garbage in them because they look so good. Yeah.
Well, we are hoping that more people put garbage in them, and we also want the children in the community to have a sense of ownership, feel proud, have their art on display.
Wow. So you're teaching all kinds of stuff. How do you sign up to participate? Is there a cost for that?
There is no cost, and we will be at Harmon Park from 11 to 3.
Okay.
And all children can come and participate. They can get a snack, get a a bottle of water and just
Yeah.
come paint.
Looks like you had a good turnout and the kids had fun.
Yes.
And now you also offer art summer camp. Can you
Yes.
tell us about that?
So this year, our art camp is called The Living World of Color.
Yeah.
And we offer it 2 camps in June and 2 camps in July. Those are also at Harmon Park. And when the children come, they do about 4 art projects every day with us. They get to explore different mediums of art. They get to share their art pieces after
Wow.
they make them. It is really a fun time.
Yeah. And how much does the camp cost?
We have scholarships for camp, or is $25
Okay.
suggested donation.
And age range?
Ages 7 and up.
Okay. And do you have any other programs that are geared towards adults at the Brush of Hope?
We do not have adult programs. We do work with children ages kindergarten through 12th grade.
Well, I would think the vets would benefit, as far as
Yeah.
just another source of just coming together. I mean, again, art is just for so many people. I feel like as an adult we get excluded, and that would be a great thing as far as getting in there with your program.
I agree.
So, how does art help us develop greater self-esteem?
So for our children, we have what we call expressive art. So they come in, we might talk about a famous artist, or we might give a few guidelines of what we might be doing that day or what medium of art we might be working with. And then we let the children create what's in their hearts.
Yeah, nice.
So if somebody wants to put Google eyes in a tree, we're totally fine with that. We want to see where they're going with that.
Yeah.
And it is a way for, especially children who are struggling or who have gone through trauma, they may not even necessarily know how to articulate how they feel, but they can do that through their art, whether it is the way they make their lines, the colors they choose to use, how they choose to create it. We always give them a chance to share,
Wow.
get them up in front of everybody, tell their story, share
Wow.
their piece of art, how much of it they want to reveal about themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So how many, this is going to be a hard question because you've probably touched so many lives. How many people, young people, lives have you touched over the years, would you say? 10, 20, 100?
Well, I can tell you that I would say the year 2020,
Yeah.
we ended up, or actually I should say 2019 and 2020 because we go by
Yeah.
the school calendar. What we refer to as consumable products, which are children that come in and use snack or
Yeah.
personal hygiene or art supplies, we had just under 2,000
Oh my goodness.
for the
Wow.
school year.
Yeah. How do you fund this?
So we get grants. We also have businesses that donate to us. We have private donors as well.
Yeah.
And then we take art supply donations, which really helps
Yeah.
offset the cost of the program.
Now is it just you? I would seem like you need a little army. How
We-
about
we-
volunteers? Do you need volunteers?
We have about 15 women
Okay.
who all do their part
Wow.
or are on our board.
Yeah.
And serve the organization and serve the kids in the community in their own way.
Wow.
So we are maybe a small team, but we're pretty mighty.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate what you do. Is there anything
you.
else that I missed that you'd like to share with our audience?
I think you covered
Yeah,
everything.
Thank you, man. I appreciate what you're doing, and I know those kids do too. If you get something for adults, let me know.
Okay.
I volunteered to help my wife paint once. I did such a bad job that I don't think she realized I was being artistic. She wanted me to stay in the lines, but if you get anything for adults, let me know. Okay. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be back to talk about the Lebanon Criterium right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Your hometown source, the Lebanon Channel, is now on YouTube.
I know how fortunate I am.
Just search City of Lebanon, Ohio to connect with everything that's happening right here.
And that's going to be an exciting part about this walking tour.
Subscribe to receive exclusive local content available only on the Lebanon Channel.
Wow, Neil Armstrong's coming to my launch. I was so excited about that.
That's the City of Lebanon, Ohio, now on YouTube.
That's what makes this Lebanon, Ohio a great place to live.
Yeah. An auto accident is a terrible thing to encounter. Oftentimes people look to getting their car taken care of, but they forget to take care of their body. At Lebanon Chiropractic and Fitness, that's what we do. We take care of your body with chiropractic adjustments, therapeutic massage, and therapeutic exercise. So if you've been involved in a vehicular collision, call our office at 933-9799 so we can take care of the body that counts.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation, 933-9799.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
What you're seeing right now is coming to downtown Lebanon on June 5th. Hundreds of cyclists will compete in the Lebanon Criterium on a course running through the heart of our town in races sanctioned by the USA Cycling. Here to tell us about this is Rob Westendorf, the president of Queen City Wheels. And I want to mention that this is a sponsored event by this was brought to us by Main Street Lebanon.
Correct.
Yeah. Rob, your group has run these races all over greater Cincinnati. How many cyclists are going to be in town for this event?
Well, it's highly weather dependent.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 150 and 500, probably in the 300 range.
Oh my goodness. Would you happen to know what streets are going to be used in this?
Yeah, so we're going to have our start and finish on Mulberry. The finish is just a little bit west of Bicentennial Park.
Okay.
So we go up Mulberry, and I don't live in Lebanon, so I have to remember all the street names. To east,
Yes.
turn left, go 1 block onto Silver,
Okay.
come back a block, turn left again and come back onto Mulberry, down 1 block, then turn right back onto up to Silver, down to Broadway, and back to Mulberry.
Okay, so how long is the race?
The course is just shy of a mile.
Okay, and how many laps are they
That
doing?
depends on the particular category.
Okay.
So the early races, which are the younger riders, will do 30 minutes.
Okay.
And we actually do it by time rather than laps. That helps us stay on schedule.
Okay.
So the officials will time how long a lap takes. And after 2 or 3 laps, they'll say, okay, we're going to do 12 laps. And then they'll start counting down for the racers how many laps to go.
Okay.
So the early races are 30 minutes, and then they get longer as we go through the day. At the end of the day, the elite women's race is 60 minutes,
Wow.
and the elite men is 75 minutes.
Yeah. Now, how many racers are in each race?
Again, that'll depend on the particular race. Probably the lowest fields will be the juniors, and I expect those to be in the 15 to 25 range.
Okay.
The biggest will be the lower category local men. So these are all the bread and butter of local racing, all the guys who are local who come out to all the local races. We're capped at 75 for that race, and we'll almost certainly be approaching that number, if not reaching it.
75 racers going that how fast are they going?
The local guys will be averaging about 25.
Yeah.
The elite men will probably be averaging 30 to 32.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. You know, you're quite a specimen as well. I saw you walk in, and I could tell that this guy's got to be a racer too, because you're really lean. How long have you been racing yourself?
I've been racing since 1977, so this is 51 years.
Yeah, my goodness.
Started when I was 17.
Yeah, wow.
54 years.
You know, we talked about that many people being in a race. there's got to be a risk of a pileup. Have you ever been in a pileup?
Oh, I've been in many pileups.
Yeah.
I've only once had anything serious.
Okay.
And that was a race I probably shouldn't have entered as a 59-year-old.
Okay.
Because I was racing against all the guys who were 20.
So are they more aggressive and just dangerous, the younger people?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. I would. You're a racer. You It's all part of your game.
Yes. Well, I would say the 60-year-olds, all of us know we've got to get out of bed the next morning without hurting.
Yeah.
So the 20-year-olds are a little bit more aggressive. They aren't any faster.
Okay.
But that particular accident was just a little freak thing of somebody hitting a cobblestone wrong and bouncing off of a fence and causing a domino effect.
Yeah.
But most crashes are relatively minor, and the racers get back up and they continue.
My goodness.
So during the races, we have what's known as a free lap.
Okay.
So if you're in a crash and you're not hurt or minimally hurt, you just come back around to the finish line, check in with the officials, and they put you back in the race the next time it comes around.
So no one's holding a white flag or a yellow flag or...
People may get out of the race if they're not feeling great, but we do the free lap also originated for people who get flats during the race.
So what kind of people are drawn to this race? I mean, obviously these are the extreme, the real racers.
Yeah,
you can't just show up with your bike in a basket and say, I want to join.
No, so to enter this race, you have to have a USA Cycling racing license.
Okay.
And honestly, I forget how much that costs a year. That one, USA Cycling gets us insurance.
Okay.
So the racers are insured, the city is insured, the promoters, the clubs are all insured, the sponsors are insured. And once you get a license, you start at Category 5. So you start with people who are going to be generally of similar fitness.
Yeah.
So we're not throwing you in the deep end with guys who can maintain 28, 30 miles an hour. You're going to be against guys that are typical fitness of your ilk.
Okay.
Then as you get faster and get better, you will move up categories as you get results. But that also keeps guys who are really good from sandbagging the lower categories and sucking up the money and beating all the younger guys into the ground.
Let's talk about cost for a second, because these bikes, I imagine the upper end bikes, what are the racers dropping financially on their bikes? What do they cost?
You can get into racing and compete and be competitive for $1,000.
Okay.
But on the high end, it's not uncommon for guys to have $10,000 in their bikes.
Wow.
But I would say probably an average is in the $2,000 to $3,000 range.
Yeah.
It skews a little bit with the older riders have more expensive bikes because we can afford it, and it's our what's the word I want to use? It's our hobby, but it's also our passion.
Okay. Now, are residents going to be able to come out and sit along the streets and, and watch this? Or is it roped off? Is it safe for the residents?
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously it is, but what precautions do they take on that?
So the start-finish area and all the road from Broadway up Mulberry through the start-finish area will have snow fencing on both sides of the road.
Good.
So you can't just cross in the middle of the street. There will be crosswalks, and they will have marshals on each end.
Okay.
That'll help people, you can go now, no, hold on a minute. Yeah. And then at all of the intersections throughout the course, there will be a volunteer stationed on those corners to make sure people don't just walk out into the street.
That would be catastrophic. Is there admission to go watch the event?
No. That's one of the things about bike racing. It's free.
Wow.
So, the entire loop, you can walk everywhere and see. Most of the action that's really going to be fun to watch will be there on Mulberry.
Yeah.
We'll have a section where Mulberry is two-way for the racers, and it will be divided by those big plastic barricades that are filled with water so the racers can't collide. But those are the critical turns where it's fun to watch.
Yeah, neat. What time do the races get underway?
So the first race starts at 10:30. The elite women's race starts, I think, at 3:30. And the elite men's race starts at 5. We're targeting ending it about 6:15
Okay.
with the final awards at 6:30. The schedule might slip a little bit if we have some weather, but that's why we do races by time instead of distance.
Now, is this going to be like one of our festivals? Or are you going to have food vendors and drink vendors out there as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So the section of Broadway between Mulberry and 42 will be closed, and that will be a vendor area. There'll be a number of food trucks, local vendors. The police are setting up a bike helmet giveaway for youngsters.
Nice.
I believe the fire department will have a public information booth. Last count, I think there were 15 or 18 booth spaces.
Yeah.
Then on Mulberry, next to Bicentennial Park, there's a beer garden. So it will be a festival. The original intent of this is Main Street Lebanon wants to copy the winter success of the carriage parade and turn this into a summer event of a size and scope of the carriage parade.
Nice thinking. Is there still time for people to sign up, or are all the spots for the racers taken up already?
Oh no, we take registration, and registration is online on a site called Bike Reg that all the racers know about.
Okay.
And we will take registrations up to about 48 hours before the event. In a normal year, a non-COVID year, we would take registration even on the day of the race if there were openings. But right this year, because of COVID precautions, we're requiring registration be done online. One thing we do also have, we have a website for people who want to volunteer to work.
Nice.
So if you're coming out, we actually need about 100 volunteers during the day. And right now, we've only got about half of those spots filled.
Okay.
So a volunteer is basically a 2-hour shift. You'd get instructions on, you'll be placed on a corner. So you'll get to watch the races while you're working.
Best seat in the house.
We'll give you a volunteer t-shirt, so it'll be bright. You'll stick out as a volunteer, and your job is just to keep people from walking out in front of the racers.
Saving lives.
Yeah.
Speaking of saving lives, if one of the bikers goes down and gets hurt, I imagine you have EMTs available.
Yes, so the city has assigned an EMT squad to us for the full day. Since the fire department is literally
Right
100 feet off the course, we're keeping them at the fire department.
That's smart. Yeah.
You know, in other races where we'd be a little bit more remote, we'd keep them there at the finish line. But they're right there. There's no need to keep these guys out in the sun for the full day unless they're really needed.
So what's the response been so far as racers, and how many racers are already signed up for the event?
It's early.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, since we do online and you don't have to sign up too far in advance, most of the people are going to wait and look at what the weather forecast is. And we're too far out to have a weather forecast.
Okay. So if there's any rain at all?
No, we go rain or shine.
Really? Oh my.
The only things that will stop us, if there's lightning, we will delay for lightning. And if the rain is torrential, we'll delay.
Wow.
If we get really heavy rain, we may start delaying and shortening the races a little bit. Racers are used to that. But, short of an apocalyptic rain, the race is going on rain or shine.
Yeah. How many of these have you been involved in as far as setting it up and being in the role that you're in now?
This role that I'm taking on as race director, I've done about half a dozen times.
Okay.
Institutionally, Queen City Wheels has been running races for 50 years.
Okay.
Our first race was in 1971 in Burnett Woods in the heart of Clifton. For the past few years, our biggest race this year is a similar event in Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Okay.
That race actually finishes at 11 o'clock at night. And we're averaging about 400 racers for that. That is a longer standing event. We've got more sponsors, so we've got, I think, about a $12,000 prize list for that. Whereas here for Lebanon, we're at about half that, at about $6,000 in prize money.
Okay.
For the $6,000 in Lebanon, that actually makes us the biggest race in Ohio this year.
Wow. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What motivates them to come out as far as the prizes? And I guess for you crazy riders, it's probably not about that. It's just getting on your bike and just going fast. And competing?
Well, for the elite riders, there are 20 paying places. So if you finish 20th or better, you're at least getting your entry fee back.
Wow.
For the guys who are finishing in the top 10, they're making some money. The winner, I believe the payout is $500 or $400 to the winner. And that's both the men's and the women's races. We have equal prizes for men and women.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean the winner's going to pocket $400. At the elite level, it's a team game.
Wow.
You've got guys who are practicing team tactics, and there's a lot involved. So usually a team will pool all their winnings, and it's shared among all the guys who are in the race.
So even in these smaller races, because would these be considered sprints compared to most of the races that are out there?
It's certainly a sprint finish, but there's a lot of endurance involved.
Yeah.
Because they're going.
Well, and a lot of strategy too if you have team members. Yeah,
yes.
That's interesting.
It may be a case of, I'm going to send a team member up the road and force the other teams to chase and wear themselves out.
Wow.
And especially if we've got more guys than somebody else, we'll apply our advantage in numbers.
Wow. So are there any classes or any other spin-offs of this to teach other riders how to ride? Are there opportunities for people to meet these elite racers and pick their brains and learn stuff?
Well, for a race of this nature, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Earlier in the year, and actually races that just ended, we have a series of what are known as training races, which are lower level races, simple, safe courses. So it's an opportunity for beginners to get in and get their feet wet in a situation where they can learn in a very safe, probably slower environment and get used to it. Yeah. Most of the guys who get into racing actually start by going out on rides with other people who already race. They just kind of slowly get the bug and get faster and eventually decide to start racing. And then they'll start with these training races. Like I said, most of those are usually in the spring, and the main series for Cincinnati area just ended this past Sunday. For guys who watch these races going forward, going towards the end of the year, probably more the more open type of races for entry racers is cyclocross and mountain bike.
Okay.
And we're actually working right now on trying to bring a cyclocross race this year to the Lebanon Bike Park.
Nice, nice. So the Lebanon Criterium, okay, the date again is June
5th.
June 5th?
That's a Saturday.
And if people want more information on that, they can contact you as well?
Yeah, so there's information on Queen City Wheels website, which is qcw.org, as well as the Main Street Lebanon website, which I see is on the screen right now.
Yeah. Well, what an exciting event. How many people do you anticipate coming into our town to watch this?
That's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
I know we expect, let's say we get 300 racers. We average about 1.7 to 2 people per racer that come for the racers' families.
Okay.
So like the juniors races, the family comes. For the elite racers, not so much, that they usually just come with their teams and maybe their mechanics. The masters racers, again, we're getting back to the family comes. So for the people coming from out of town directly for the race, we're probably looking at between 600 and 1,000 that show up.
Wow.
And then hopefully we'd like to triple that for the local people who come out to watch.
That's a good event for our town, for all of our vendors out there, all the businesses in Main Street, Lebanon. If you're coming out, you better come out early to get the best seats and get ready to see an event that is going to be spectacular. Rob, thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me on.
Best wishes to you and all the other races. Stay tuned. We'll be back with our friends from La Comedia Dinner Theatre right after this break.
Since 1954, Hardy's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new made-in-America furniture of all styles. At Hardy's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome, and so are you. Hardy's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardysinteriors.com.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
we discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to the City Show. The Sound of Music is in its last few weeks of its run at the La Comedia Dinner Theatre in Springboro, but there's still time for you to see it. Here to tell us about it are Allie Haynes and Chris Kramer, who play Maria and Captain von Trapp in this show. Folks, welcome to the City Show. Chris, you've been here before. You're kind of a veteran to La Comedia as well. Yeah, welcome back. Allie, your first time. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you.
Chris, the La Comedia Productions, this year it's the first run at this theater. How's it been?
Very good.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I didn't expect it to be selling as well as it does. But when you've got 7 little children running around on stage, I think that's a really big draw for the audience. So
people want to get out, and I bet their enthusiasm is probably fun to see.
Very much so. When the house manager, welcomes everybody back to the theater, there's usually a lot of applause because they're coming back.
What percentage are they at now?
We're at 50%.
Okay.
We're at 50%. Come June 2nd, we'll be at 100% capacity. So.
And so far, how's the experience been with The Sound of Music?
Wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so great to be back on stage after a 1.5-year hiatus, break from doing what we love. So it's just been the best.
Well, most people are familiar with the Sound of Music, but can you tell us about the characters that each of you play?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I play Maria von Trapp, and she is a compassionate and fierce and strong woman who, goes through a big change in her life and kind of goes on this journey and finds the love of her life along with the children who are also the loves of her life, I think. And it's just a joyous person and role to do, so I have a lot of fun every night getting to play her.
Fantastic, yeah. You light up as you talk about this. Where are you from originally? And how'd you get into acting?
Oh, so I'm from outside Washington, D.C. originally. Grew up in Northern Virginia. I went to school here in Ohio, and I studied international relations and French. Thought I was going to go back to D.C. and do that. But I've always grew up singing, and then I guess came back to it once I landed here in Dayton. My husband's from Centerville, and I did some community theater and just kind of reignited my passion for singing and acting and got back into it. So I've been doing it here for about 2 years, and it's a wonderful community here in the Dayton area for theater. There's so much talent and amazing people to work with, so it's been absolutely fabulous to get back into it.
Family environment that you guys have at La Comedia, probably anywhere else that you connect with. So what do you like about the part of Maria? What's the most enjoyable part of that?
Oh gosh,
doesn't seem like it's a stretch for you as far as your personality, the way you described it. You're that, or you're in that role now.
Well, yeah, I do see a lot of myself in Maria, or who I hope to be, and I think my favorite part of the role is the music. I mean, it's a musical that I grew up with. Rodgers and Hammerstein do a lot of those shows in my house. Wow. You know, grew up singing those. My whole family is full of musicians, and so it's really an honor and a privilege to get out and sing that title song in the beginning, and that always fires me up, and it's like,
that's neat.
It's just so exciting.
Chris, what keeps you coming back?
Just my love and passion for theater.
Wow.
I can't get enough
singing a lot in this too? Do you have singing roles in this?
I have some singing in this. I get the iconic Edelweiss, which is nice. And a nice little duet with Miss Allie here.
So what kind of restrictions you guys are dealing with as far as with the pandemic? Has that affected you as performers? Do you have to kind of keep distance from each other or anything like that?
Not at all.
Good. Good.
Back when we did the Christmas show for 5-6 weeks, we did have to basically stay 6 feet away from each other on stage. This time around, we're right there.
So it doesn't affect what people are seeing on stage. With their 50% down, do they have more of the straight-on shots, or?
Well, they've taken out every other table. They've closed down every other table. So they're still spread out here, there, some straight on.
Yeah. And has the buffet done any differently as far as bringing people down to get their food? Is the food brought to the table now? Or? It's still buffet style?
It's still buffet. I think Governor DeWine opened up the buffets 100% across the state a couple months ago. So we're able to serve ourselves.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, this probably goes with the performance, that it's a German variety on the menu with the wieners and kielbasa and pork schnitzel. And any favorites on the buffet table that you've found yourself?
I'd say still the fried fish.
There you go. There you go.
I enjoy the fried whitefish.
Yeah.
Beer battered, I should say.
Okay. It looks like you stay away from the table. You're.
Yeah, I mean, can't indulge.
That wasn't
every
a dig
night.
on you. You look fabulous too. Yeah.
I don't hit it. I think I've hit it twice in the run so far. Okay. So.
Yeah. I try to stick to lighter fare. It's great. It's just you can't sing with a full belly.
Right. Yeah. You have a figure to watch. Everyone else is watching that too as a performer. Yeah.
It's true.
How do we get tickets for this event?
Online.
Yeah.
Call.
Okay.
Call.
Okay. I'm not sure if we have a number up there.
There we go. 1-800-677-9505.
And how long is this show running?
What's the date?
June 13th is our last day, so it's right around the corner.
What's after that? Are you staying on board for future stuff here, since you're now in the Dayton area and you're kind of back home? Your husband's from Centerville?
Yeah, we have a house here in Dayton, and I will definitely be auditioning for future shows and looking for other opportunities.
Nice. I understand we have The Little Mermaid in June. That's June 17th to August 15th. Are either of you going to be in that performance?
No.
Okay.
We're taking a break.
And what's next for you, Allie?
Well, as a lot of theaters are opening up, I'm looking forward to their seasons. I'm not sure exactly which shows are on the agenda, but I'll definitely be performing more.
Yeah. So this is your full-time gig, being a performer?
Well, that's the goal.
Nice.
But I also practice real estate. I'm a real estate agent.
Okay. Well, fantastic. It's a good time to be in that market.
It is. Yeah, it's a bit nuts out there,
I
but
bet.
I so enjoy doing it. So
that's neat. Chris, how about you? Is this something that it's a full-time commitment now?
This is all I do. Yeah. This is all I've done for 20 years or so now. So
You're
Yeah,
living,
he's lucky.
kept
you're
me-
living
kept
the
me busy.
dream.
Between that and between theater and commercial work and little film work here and there
Yeah.
and some voiceover stuff. And
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. It's always nice to see that people are pursuing their hearts and their passions instead of just clocking in. And there's something to be said for that too. But to go after your passion, that's always neat to see. Is there anything else that we need to know about this show and any of the other characters? How many people are performing up there with you?
I don't know. I've never counted. Well,
we got
the
20 and
kids.
18?
18.
Oh my.
18 total.
I mean, you have to come see it at
Yeah.
least for these kids. They are so talented and just absolutely adorable. I mean, the little Gretel is 5 years old and she will just steal your heart.
Yep.
Wow.
There's
No
actually
matter.
2 sets of
Yeah.
children that they trade off every other performance.
Yeah.
One set of children goes in.
Yeah.
So
And they're
That's always
amazing.
fun to see the kids up there. Just
I mean, yeah, you can't believe they're 5, 8, 11. You know, like they're just these little kids,
Yep.
but they're so full of passion for what they do as well. And that's, I mean, no offense, but that's my favorite part of the show is being on stage with them and getting
the young
to sing
people
with
as
them.
opposed to someone who's not young.
Well,
What's going on here,
Thank
Chris?
you.
Yeah, I picked up on
I
that.
do darken my hair for this show.
no, he's perfect. It's just they're just so great at what they do, and it always surprises me, but it shouldn't surprise me because they're just professionals. It's awesome.
That is cool. Do they still have the camp this summer?
I don't think they're doing that yet, are they?
Okay. Okay, because that's a great thing. I just
Yeah.
love the involvement with kids.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks. And again, the performances that are left. How many do we have left of Sound of Music? 1, 2, 28.
Yeah,
28
we
more?
just got
You just started.
through
We
the halfway
yeah,
point
goodness,
this
just got
okay.
their
weekend.
halfway
Okay.
point.
So
Yeah.
we've still, and we had a total of 56, right?
Wow.
So we've still got 28 to go.
Sound of Music, an excuse to get out to La Comedia, get
That's
a great
right.
meal, great German meal, great performance, and again, just good to be back, guys.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us here and telling us about what's going on. You're like part of the family here, so we always enjoy having you guys
Well,
back.
thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
we're going to take a break, and if you're up for a coffee break right after this message.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh,
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
we're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
told me to make it big.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, how you doing? I'd like a medium coffee with cream and a Splenda. Thank you. Very good, thank you. Hey, I'm out here at the Coffee Caravan with Tony Mitchell. What a story, I'll tell you what. Coffee with a purpose.
Yep.
So not just about getting jacked on good coffee, there's something else behind this cup. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. So Coffee Caravan is a vocational program that serves and employs adults with special needs. So our purpose here isn't just to employ them. Our purpose is to teach them the soft skills, the social skills needed to not only get a job in the community, but maintain that job in the community. So a lot of individuals, teaching them the skill is the easy part. Teaching them the social skills needed to communicate effectively, that's the more difficult. So this is an opportunity for us to use coffee in the coffee shop as a resource to give them those opportunities to work on those skills.
And this is not your first rodeo doing something, not the coffee shop,
Right.
but working with the young people. And tell us about that. How'd you get started in that?
So I had been working with the Warren County Board of Developmental Disabilities from 2001 until 2007. And then, thank you, Joanna. And then I left there to start residential community care. We did residential services that transitioned into a day program, and then eventually it transitioned into a vocational program, which is a wood shop we have across town called Skids Reimagined.
Yeah.
Skids is actually the ones that we came in and remodeled the whole place and did all the woodwork here. And so we basically, when we went with that, we were able to connect with Mark and Jody Titmus.
Okay.
And we're partners with them in Coffee Caravan. Jody is a special ed teacher for Lebanon High School. So basically what happened was she started bringing her students over to Skids to be mentored while they're there. She felt there was another way we could do something in addition to Skids. Settled on the idea of doing a Coffee Caravan, which was a mobile trailer we had right out here in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Eventually that led to the brick and mortar location that we have here.
Okay, hey, I'm looking at the woodwork here. Man, it's fantastic.
Thank you.
So who does the woodwork?
So that is the Skids vocational portion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's professional work. Do they do stuff outside, like renovating people's homes and things like that too?
We do projects in customers' homes, not as much as the renovation part, but we do. We've done barn doors, we've done dining room tables, we've done furniture, we've done all sorts of things, whether it's home decor to some other bigger projects, and our individuals are all a part of that process.
Wow. And I notice there's also a church. Adjacent to the coffee shop.
Right, so we have an extra space here, and we actually lease that to Cedar City Church, which is here in town.
Okay.
And they meet here on Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings.
Wow. It sounds a lot like a ministry.
It is of sort. It's one of those things that when I got started in the field, I honestly never thought I would be in the field long. But for me and my faith, God had different plans, and basically said, I'm not going anywhere for a while, and I've been in the field now over 20 years.
Well, was it that experience with MRDD that kind of softened your heart for something like this, or was there something else that prepared you for that?
I think definitely my employment at MRDD was a big catalyst for that, because it opened my eyes and my experiences up to a population that needed additional supports. And the Warren County Board does a fantastic job, but one of the things that I realized is there's always another way to do things. And as long as your heart and your mind match up, then you can do anything that you set out to achieve.
You know, it's interesting. I think in that, I don't know if you'd call that an industry, working with MRDD people, but it seems like how they promote that is bringing the wage down to make it real affordable for employers. You're not having that.
No.
No. That's amazing.
Yeah, one of the things that when we set out to do Skids and then obviously doing the Coffee Caravan was I wanted to make sure we were paying Ohio minimum wage. And that was important because I felt that led to, helped lead to the ultimate goal, which is our individuals to be as independent as possible. And as an agency, we can get a sub-minimum wage certificate that is legal for us to do. That'll allow us to pay below minimum wage. I just didn't feel that was appropriate for our individuals. And so we needed to find other ways to be able to obviously generate revenue coming in to help offset those expenses so we can continue to keep the doors open. One of the things we do with that is we provide transportation, which helps. The other thing is obviously selling a product here, coffee and drinks and some foods as well, which is good. And so those are the things that allow us to continue to employ individuals at minimum wage and give them the experience and the opportunity to be as independent as possible.
And with your partnership, you're hands off.
I
would assume, because you've got a lot going on.
We do have a lot going on. We do residential services, transportation, day program, and then the 2 vocational programs. Mark runs the Coffee Caravan for us, does a fantastic job. Another cool story, he had never been in the field before outside of his wife being a special education teacher. And so when he came on board, you know, it was, you could see the growth in his heart just kind of gravitate towards our individuals, which was really cool. And so, Mark's role is to run and manage the Coffee Caravan.
Wow.
And so we have 4 other staff that work underneath him, not counting about 8 individuals that we employ here as well.
Now, with that extra space, it would seem like a perfect spot for small meetings, small gatherings. Do you rent that space out for people? Or
Actually,
is that available?
it is available to use. We do not rent it out. It is
for free
to use. Yep.
Oh my goodness!
It is free to use. The kind of our understanding is.
Where are you from?
I know.
Wow.
We do things a little different. Yeah. We try to make things a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And usually everybody's pretty good when they come in. They usually are going to buy something.
Yeah.
And so that little purchase is enough, you know, for us to say, just come on in.
Yeah.
And we want people on site, because more people we have on site, the more interaction that they're going to have with our individuals. And in order for our individuals to truly work on those social skills, they need to have that interaction with people. And this is a great opportunity to do that. And the other thing it does is it helps bridge a gap between the community and our individuals.
Yeah.
It allows the community to have a better understanding of an adult with special needs. It allows them to have a better understanding of their abilities. Oftentimes we focus too much on their disabilities. And we have a couple sayings we use here, and it's on our t-shirt. We have one that says, "What's your ability?" And it's a conversation piece to get the community to focus on someone's ability. And that's important. And the other one is treat people like people. That's what we have here.
That is a good one.
And it's another conversation piece. It's to help bridge that gap between the community, our individuals, and it allows our individuals to feel more accepted and more confident and more independent when they are out in the community.
You seem like someone who's really intentional.
Absolutely.
What is the mission statement that you have with your business?
And so the basic portion of our mission statement is to use our skills and abilities to get our individuals to be as independent as possible, using, for me personally, my faith and compassion towards the individuals with them.
How many special needs individuals do you touch with both your businesses?
So with everything that we do through RCC, we're right at 100 individuals.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Do you get extra funding from the state for that? Or?
We do. So every service that we provide, whether it's residential, day program, transportation, we get to bill for that service that we provide. And that funding is generated through the individuals, what they call a waiver, which is funded by Medicaid dollars.
Okay.
And so it's we basically bill the state on behalf of the individual.
Okay.
And then that's the funding that we get back.
How do you get your employees? Through the MRDD, or can people discover who you are and bring maybe their sons or daughters or contact you?
Everything that, any service that we have, an individual has to be enrolled in a local county board of developmental disabilities. So, and that's because they're the ones that facilitate the waiver.
Okay.
Whether it's Warren County, Hamilton County, we can provide services in all 88 counties in Ohio. So we have individuals from Butler County that go to SCIDS. We have individuals from Clinton County that come to our day program.
Wow.
And then the majority of our individuals are from Warren County.
Well, fantastic. Yeah. What's next? I mean, are you? Is your cup full now? Or
it is definitely pretty full now. We've been just extremely blessed. We opened up here March 8th.
Okay.
And we've been just blessed with how the community has accepted us, how the city has accepted us. It's been an amazing journey that I know for me that God has just set us on that.
Wow.
It's just been very impactful, I think, to our individuals.
Yeah. So if people are interested in coming down for a good cup of coffee, what are the hours here?
Yeah, we're open Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, but Monday through Friday we're 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And Saturday we're 8 to 2.
Okay. And can people come and get cups to go and take them
can.
out, the big containers?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they can. We've had some people that have brought their own cups. We've been able to help them out. We have gift cards here as well that people have done.
Okay.
We also have local businesses that we partner with. We have Anna's Gourmet Popcorn,
nice.
which is here in town. We have Broadway Bakery, which is here in town.
Wow.
And then we have the Wits freezers here, so Wits ice cream will be in probably the next week or so, which is cool.
That's brilliant. Now your degree's in
psychology.
Okay, it would sound like you got a marketing and a business degree, because what you're doing with those, they're telling everybody about you. And if you haven't heard about these guys yet, they're on Deerfield Road. Now Deerfield Road takes a little hook, and you're in the Bisman building. Oh, shout out to my good friend John Bisman, who's a wonderful person and probably helped facilitate making this happen too. So
amazing guy, definitely amazing guy that has such compassion for people in general.
Well, this is a nice setting, a nice cup of coffee, nice people. Come on down to the Coffee Caravan. Did I miss anything, Tony?
No, we have outdoor seating as well. Okay, I guess that'd be something we just added. Eventually, we're going to have some other events that'll take place in the open space down the road, which will be nice. But the biggest thing is just appreciate the opportunity, and the opportunity it gives our individuals.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. Appreciate what you're doing for the community, weaving all that together. You're really truly an ambassador
I appreciate
for him and for everybody. So come on down, Coffee Caravan. Enjoy it. Be sure to check out Coffee Caravan and say hi to our friends out there. In our community calendar for this week, the Lebanon VFW Post 6069 will hold their annual Memorial Day Parade and ceremony on Monday, May 31st, beginning at 11 a.m. The parade will march up Broadway from South Street and then up Silver Street to the Lebanon Cemetery, where the services will be held. Don't forget the Lebanon Criterium coming on June 5th in downtown Lebanon. The event is free and open to the public. The Lebanon Country Music Festival returns on Friday, June 11th, starting at 6 p.m., and on Saturday, June 12th, with live music starting at noon. We'll see you at downtown on Mulberry Street for all the fun. The Lebanon Farmers Market is now open for the season on Thursdays from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the city parking lot located on the corner of Sycamore and Main Street. Stop by and support the many farmers, bakers, and creators that you find at the Lebanon Farmers Market. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on June 4th to get you ready for an exciting Lebanon summer. See you then.